got your health, you ain't got nothing. Right? You don't have your health, you don't have nothing.
Greetings. My name is Tameeka Nicole of Emerge Soul. I'm the well-being curator as well as a relaxation coach. And today I'm going to share with you some tips, some simple tips that you can put into your life that you can use when you are starting to feel a little stress in your body. So what we're going to do today is a micro practice, and it's just an introduction of your ability to allow the body to heal itself. Now, the body is amazing and it has an incredible way of healing itself. We just need to give the body the time and space to do so. But if your life is anything like my life, sometimes that's a little bit of a challenge. But I want to encourage you today to participate in this practice and maybe take some of these tools away that you'll be able to incorporate into your daily life. Now, we talk about stress a lot, and stress is everywhere. It's not going anywhere, as I'm sure you know. But the real question is, how are you managing stress in your life? And what is your stressors? And so stress can be anything that is happening, that is changing, that is causing you to have some sort of emotional reaction to it, right? So stress can be good, it can be bad, but when we don't manage the stress well, good, bad, or indifferent, it begins to build up in our body. And sometimes stress can even be present in our cells, in our tissues. That's a little crazy, right? But it's true. And so we have to begin to employ different practices that we can help disperse the stress in our body. And so I'm sure you've heard that everything is energy. And so we have lots of energy flowing through our body. And when the energy is stuck in the body, it's not flowing, then that's when we begin to get a little bit of discomfort happening in the body. And so we want to keep everything nice and flowy, all the bodily fluids, all the energy. We want our muscles nice and strong, our joints nice and juicy. And so we have the ability to do that. We just have to create and make the time to do that. So today, that's what we're going to do together. We're going to make a little bit of time to be good to ourselves and bring down the stress level and bring some ease to the body. So this is your practice. You're going to go as far as you can go and make yourself comfortable. We're not trying to stress the body. We're trying to actually fall in love with the body. Isn't that something? This is a body loving flow to help you get introduced to yourself and be able to hear what the body is asking you for today. Did you take time today to ask yourself or ask your body or ask your mind or even ask your heart what it needs today? If you haven't done that, no problem. We're going to do that together. So let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is bring ourselves into a comfortable position. Not certain if you can see my little feet or not, but I am a shorty, so my feet are elevated on a cushion so I don't break or stop any circulation from flowing. So give yourself what you need to come into your comfortable, peaceful position. And that may require you to move around in your seat. Give yourself an extra wiggle or two because it's been a day. Things have been happening. I mean, even if it's just 6 o'clock in the morning, it's still been a day, right? Because you had to get up, you had to do some things, right? So let's kind of shake off that. Wiggle it in your chair, shaking off your shoulders. Not shaking the shoulders off, but shaking the stuff off your shoulders. Now, the shoulders is a pain point. So sometimes we hold a lot of stress and tension here and we don't even realize it. So give those shoulders a shake. Shake those arms, shake those hands, even shake those feet. Shake those toes, wiggle those toes, and then just come into your comfortable position. Allow your spine to grow tall towards the clouds. Imagine there's a magnet pulling you up to the clouds. And the rest of your body is just melting and settling down into the surface that's supporting you. Perhaps you close your eyes or gaze down at the floor a few feet ahead of you. And just begin to connect to your breath. Just notice how you feel. Just begin to notice where you feel the breath in the body. Do you feel the breath in your nose, in your chest, your belly? Where exactly do you feel your breath? Now let's take a nice breath in and breathe out, big sigh. Nice breath in. Big sigh. Let's try that one more time. Breathe in. And breathe out, big sigh. And just allow your breath to return to its natural flow. Throughout your day, I would encourage you to take those big sighs that we just did, because it helps to reset the body, the nervous system. It's also a release, a let go. Now just let the breath flow gently in the body. Don't try to change anything. And just feel the sensations, whatever sensations there are to feel. Now let's begin to check in with the body, see how the body is feeling. And as I name each body part, allow your attention to linger in that space and just notice the sensations. Can you bring your attention to the soles of your feet? Can you bring your attention to the tips of your toes? Can you bring your attention to the top of your feet? To your ankles, your lower leg, your upper legs, your belly, your chest, your shoulders, your neck, your face. Relax your jaw, your cheek. Allow your tongue to float down to the floor of your mouth. Soften your eyelids, your eyes, your eyebrows, the space between your eyebrows, your forehead, the top of your head. Soften your lower back, your middle back, and your upper back. Feel supported by the surface beneath you. Let's begin to sense your body as a whole. And just notice the sensation. And now that we checked in with our entire body, I want you to bring your attention to one place in the body that needs a little extra loving today. Just bring all your attention. It could be your back, your chest, your pinky, whatever it is. And let's take a breath in. And breathe out with a big sigh. And give yourself permission to relax and let go. Again, breathe in. And breathe out, big sigh. And just allow the body and the breath to be at ease. Stillness is important in allowing the body to restore. The body has an incredible way of healing itself. We just need to provide the time and the space for it to do so. Now allow your feet to be planted into the earth. Allow your spine to grow tall towards the clouds. Imagine there's a magnet pulling you up towards the clouds. And as the magnet pulls you up, feel the lengthening in the spine. Notice your feet connected to the earth. And just begin to imagine that your feet had roots and you're rooted down into the earth, breaking all subsurfaces, deeply rooted, unable to be moved, unable to be shaken. Let the breath flow smoothly and gently. And now we're going to take a moment to slow down our heart rate by voluntarily regulating our breath pattern. Research has shown that breathing at 5 breaths per minute can bring the body into a state of ease and calm. Now, this is normally practiced for 20 minutes a day, but you could break it up from anywhere from 5 here, 8 here, until you get the 20. And some people have even noticed that practicing what we're calling coherent breathing or heart breathing for 20 minutes for over a 6 to 12 week period, there's been a change in their blood pressure and other medical issues. So let's jump into some coherent breathing. So keep that spine towards the clouds, feeling supported by the surface beneath you. And so I'm going to guide you with my voice. We're going to breathe in for a count of 4 and breathe out for a count of 4. And basically we're sending a message to the body that all is well. If you lose track or lose count, just pause and begin again. All right, so get yourself as comfortable as you can. And I'm going to ask you to take full breaths in. So a full breath in is breathing in through the nose and allowing your belly to expand like a balloon. Naturally, don't force it. And then I'm going to ask you to release the belly, just letting the belly go. Now we're taking equal breaths in and out. So we're breathing in for a count of 4 and breathing out for a count of 4. And if at any time you have any struggles, just pause and then begin again. Don't stress the body. Don't stress yourself out. Remember, this is a body-loving flow. So here we go. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. Allow the belly to soften and expand. 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. Allow the belly to soften and expand. 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. 2 more. In. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. 1 more. In. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Relax the breath. Allow the breath to return to its natural flow. And just go inside a little deeper and notice any changes on the inside. Observe the sensations in your body, the flow of your breath, the beat of your heart. And so now that you have the flow of coherent breathing, let's add some movement to that breath flow. And the movement is just to get the energy flowing. And my hands are just going to come right up to chest height for a count of 4. And it's just going to flow back for a count of 4. All right, when you're ready, just jump in. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. Relax your shoulders. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. 2 more. In. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. 1 more. In. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Let go of the breath count. Allow the breath to return to its natural flow. And just go inside. Notice how you feel. Notice any changes. Observe the sensations in your body. Observe the flow of your breath, the beat of your heart. Just notice. All right, so let's take our hands out to the side and turn in the palms up. And just bring those shoulders up and down. I always encourage people to check out your shoulders. Do you have shoulder earrings? If you do, you just want to take a breath in and breathe out and roll those shoulders down. All right? So let's take this shoulder and just begin to roll it up and back. Notice how that feels. Notice the sensation. Let the breath flow smoothly. Don't force it. Maybe breathe out through the mouth. That breath out is a release, right? That's like that big sigh, resetting ourselves. So take that shoulder into the other direction, letting that breath flow smoothly. You just want to release tension in the shoulders. And rest that shoulder down and just notice the sensation. Does it feel different from the other side? The side that you didn't work? Well, let's give some love to that side. Here we go. Take the shoulder up and roll them back. And breathe out through the mouth, because if there's any tension in that area, we want to release it and let it go. Keep going. And let's get ready to take that shoulder forward. Now this is something that you could do right at your desk, if you're on the train commuting. And rest that shoulder down. Give those shoulders a little shake. All right, so take your arms down by your side. And we're going to bring the shoulders up towards the ears and then drop them down. Bring the shoulders up towards the ears, drop down. Up towards the ears, drop down. Up towards the ears and drop down. And just notice this sensation. It's important that we take those pauses in between so we can notice what we're feeling. We can notice what's opening up so that we know how to take care of it and address it. All right? So just take a look at my hands and my shoulders. Doing a lot about the shoulders, huh? We hold a lot of tension there. And I'm just sliding my hands across the thighs. One shoulder is forward, one shoulder is back. Really letting go of tension. And there's a little twist in the torso. And my head is gazing over my shoulder. Now, go as comfortably as you can. If gazing over your shoulder is not your jam today, that's totally fine. Find your sweet flow here. Feel that little twist. Keep that spine nice and long towards the clouds. Navel towards your spine. Breathe out through the mouth. One more time each side. And when you complete your one more time, just rest. Just notice how you feel. Sometimes when we begin to dive into the body, we begin to notice things that we didn't notice before. So maybe you didn't notice how much tension you had in your shoulders. It's okay. Just give them a little shake and maybe even give them a little rub. The body needs a lot of attention and we should be certain to give it to it. So let's shake out our hands. And sometimes we have tension in our hands and we don't realize it, especially now that we're on all these devices all the time, holding them, typing. And so let's do some hand work. Send some love to the hand. So just take your hands, keep that spine nice and tall. Open them wide. Nice big stretch of the hands. And then we're going to close them. And we're going to open them up, spreading wide. We're going to close them. We're going to open them up. So you get the gist of this, right? So now I'm going to add a count. And you do the best that you can. It's going to be a little funny style count, but don't worry. You got this. All right, so let's start with the fist close. So here we go. 1. Really stretch those fingers when you open them up. And close. And now we're going to go for 3. 1, 2, 3. Closing. And now we're going to go for 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You feeling that stretch in the hand? And now we're going to go for 8. Let's go for 8. You got this. Rest whenever you need to rest. If the arms being up is too much, maybe bring them down a little lower. But I'm feeling great today. So my hands are up high. Here we go. We're going for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got it. You're starting to feel some sensations in your hands, in your arms. Yeah, we're working out the tension. We're getting these fingers nice and juicy. Here we go. How many are we going for now? We're going for 13. Say what? 13? Yes, you can do it. Your hands deserve this stretch. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Give those fingers a wiggle. Shake those hands out and rest. Just notice that sensation in those hands. Were you able to get to 13? That's great. I knew that you could do it because you know what? We have one more set to go. Say what? Yes, one more set. You can do it. Your hands deserve it. All right, so we're starting with a slight fist. Here we go. 1. We're going for 3. 1, 2, 3. And we're going for 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rest. And we're going for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rest. And now we're going for how many? Yes, 13. You got this. You can do it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, I'm sorry. I did a little bit too many. Shake those hands out. Just notice, give your hands a rub. How much time, how much loving do you give to your hands, right? And so that was good for the hands. Yeah, just rub them down, rub the fingers, and just rest. Now you could do that first thing in the morning. You could do that before you go to bed. That's really good for opening up the hands, releasing tension in the hands. All right. Just notice your body. All right. Take those arms out to the side, palms facing up again. Working those shoulders again. All right, and this time we're going to do a little bit of movement. Moving that torso. Move the torso. Shifting from side to side. You got it. Palms are up. And work those hands again. Very important. Work those hands, the wrists. All right. Now give yourself a big hug right here. Wherever your hug lands, keep those shoulders away from the ears, spine to the clouds, and then just make some circles from your torso. Now, if making those round circles is not comfortable, just move from side to side. You just want to open up the waist. Right, so I'm going to move in a circle today. And when we're doing these practices, what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So notice that sensation in that lower back. And come into stillness and rest. And now we're going to go the opposite direction. So opening up the arms. And switch your hands. Hug in the other direction. And make your circle. Now if it looks like I'm in the same direction, sometimes I end up that way. Did you end up that way? If you did, it's okay. Just go to the opposite direction. Be gentle with yourself. Oh, just feel that goodness on that lower back. And you're going to rest right here, opening up the arms. And floating the arms down. Just notice the sensations in your body. All right, take those arms up to the sky. One hand up to the sky. Other hand pressing down. So you're going to press up and down. And release, take the hands over. Do the same thing, other side. One hand presses up, the other hand presses down. Keep that spine tall. Feel that stretch in that lower back. And release, taking the arms out. Here we go, pressing up and down. And release. Other side. And release. One more. Pressing up. And release. Other side. Pressing up. And release. Arms come out. And bring those arms right in the front. Interlace the fingers. And imagine that someone's pulling you forward. Keep that spine up nice and tall. Someone's pulling you towards them. Feel that stretch in your back. As you breathe in, take the arms up. Open the arms out. Let's try that again. Bring the arms around and forward. Just pull. Rounding that back. Get a nice stretch. Coming up. Opening up. Here we go again. Pull. Notice what your head wants to do in this position. Maybe the chin wants to go towards the chest. So you can get a nice stretch in the back of the neck coming up. Opening up. Woo, and bring those arms down. Notice the sensations in your body. Notice what you feel in your shoulders. Just let the breath flow smoothly. Sometimes we want to pound through things, but this is not a time to pound through. This is a time to just find ease and really listen to your body, which is why we call it a body loving flow. All right, take those arms right out in front of you. Palms are facing up. Sitting up nice and tall in your chair, you may have to adjust yourself. I'm going to take this hand around. And when I take the hand around, my hands are extended. One is extended in the front, the other in the back. And then I'm going to take that back hand and push it forward. I'm releasing that hand, and then I'm jumping over to the other side. So both of my arms are extended, feeling that stretch in the side of the body, and pushing forward. You got this. Take that hand, it's drawn back. Extend both arms out. Both palms are facing up. Push that back hand forward. Feel a little resistance. Notice what's happening in your shoulder. Palm comes up, and we draw the other arm back. And pushing, extending. Extend. And push forward. Keep going with this movement. Rest when you need to rest. So I push. And then I turn the palms up. And bring this one forward. Are you starting to feel warm and fuzzy inside? Like who turned up the heat? You turned up the heat. You got the energy flowing. That's you. That's warm and fuzzy. Push. And push this one back. Coming forward. And last one. Pushing. Feel that twist in the torso. And push that hand forward. Both hands are here. And float the hands down. And just notice how you feel in your body. Notice the flow of your breath. What's the body saying to you right now? All right. So this practice is seen to be all about our upper body and our shoulders. And sometimes that's where all of the tension might be. We have different pain points. So some people it's the shoulders, some people it's the lower back. And so we can get rid of some of that tension in the body just by moving. So we're getting energy circulating. All right. So we're here at the shoulders. So let's stay at the shoulders. Extend those arms out. Bringing the fingertips right here to your shoulders. And then we're going to take the elbows to the front. And just bring them up and around. Lifting the chest. Feeling that nice stretch in the chest. And just keep bringing the elbows up. Moving at your own pace. I'm just guiding you. You're doing all the work. You're making the connection with your body. And so the pauses that we take are bringing us into a greater level of self-awareness. And I believe that the more self-aware you are, the better ability you have to treat your body with what it needs when it's not happy. So that's what those pauses are. Opening up the arms and the elbows. Oh, feel that stretch in the chest. And keep going. Now rest whenever you need to rest. Remember, this is your practice. You know your body. So we're going to add on, okay? We're just going to step out to a side and work from that side. Keep going. You got this. Maybe take a moment as you go through the movement and smile into the shoulders. I like to tell my students to take a pill. And what is that pill? That pill is just a smile. When we smile, we release good chemicals down into the body. And we need good chemicals in the body. And step back in. And we're going to center. Now again, rest when you need to rest. And we're getting ready to step out. Opposite side. Remember, what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. Keep going. Got a little twist there. Elbows are coming up high. Whatever your high is, okay? Opening up that chest. Oh, can you feel that goodness? If you don't feel any goodness, then modify your movement, okay? Let's get ready to step back in. And back to center, just working right here. One more time. Let's make it delicious. Oh, one more time. One more time. And rest. Just notice how you feel in your body. Notice the sensations. Notice any changes on the inside. Notice the flow of your breath. Notice the beat of your heart. And before we close the practice, let's do one more stretch. Let's do a stretch for that lower back. We've been doing a lot for the shoulders and the neck. So just step out. And again, these are all things that you can do at your desk or your workplace or even in the morning. So step out with your left. Lean down. And you're going to take your right hand right up to the clouds. Turn the palm away from the body. Sorry, lost my hand, huh? Turn away from the body. Gaze at your fingers. Feel the sensation. Where do you feel the sensation? And then you're going to bring the hand back in. And it's just going to relax. And then we're going to take it right back up. Gaze at those fingers. And bring it in. You got the movement? So it's almost like you're spreading your wings. So you're right here. And then you're opening up. So you're going to stretch to the side body, but also the lower back, sending love to the kidneys. Now, you can let your hand go anywhere it wants to go. You determine. If you feel awkward, like you're all twisted up, then modify that. Don't be in discomfort. One more. Gaze at that finger. And coming back in. And step that foot back in. And just notice the sensation you feel in your lower back. Does one side feel different from the other? Well, let's balance it out. Step out with the opposite leg. Adjust yourself. Get your wings ready. And taking it up. Gaze at the fingers. And bringing it back in. So it's almost like you're coming back to center. And then you're getting ready to spread your wing again. Opening up. Gaze at your fingers. And coming back in. Opening up. Gaze at the fingers. And keep going. Opening up. Now feel that little subtle twist. We want to release any tension that might be in that lower back. And coming back. We got two more here. Coming up. Gaze at those fingers and coming back. One more. Let's make it delicious. Gaze at those fingers and come back. Woo! And step back in. Let's rub our hands together. And let's give that lower back a nice rub. So if there's any tension, anything that we didn't kind of work out back there, Maybe giving it a little loving touch. And rest those hands. Now make yourself comfortable in your chair. Let your back rest against the back of the chair. And just go inside and notice how you feel. Notice the sensations in your body. Notice all those body parts that we worked. What are they saying to you? What are they screaming to you? Just notice the sensations. Don't try to change anything or fix anything. Just notice. Just make yourself comfortable where you are. Go inside. Notice any changes. Observe the sensations. Just imagine that you can breathe in and out from your heart space. So take all your attention to your heart. Just imagine that the heart was breathing. Now take your attention deeper into your heart. And just ask your heart what it wants you to know today. And just listen. Take a moment to embrace the deliberate stillness. Now let's scan the body one more time before we close our practice today. So bring your attention to your feet. And as I name each body part, allow your attention to just linger there. The soles of your feet. The tips of your toes. The top of your feet. Your ankles. Your lower legs, your knee, the back of your knees, your upper legs, the space where your legs connect to your torso, your belly, your chest, your throat, your face, the top of your head, your lower back, your middle back, your upper back. Just notice how you feel. Take a full breath in. Breathe in through the nose. And then allow the belly to soften and expand. And as you breathe out, allow the belly to let go and release. Breathing in, allow the belly to soften and expand. Allow the belly to release. One more, breathing in. And breathe out. And gently begin to transition into a state of wakefulness. And as you do so, send gratitude to yourself for showing up for yourself and participating in this practice. Give thanks to the body, to the organs, the muscles, the tendons, the joints, the ligaments, the cells, every part of you, every fiber of you. Give thanks. And as you're ready, begin to introduce movement back into your body. Maybe shifting from side to side, shrugging your shoulders, blinking your eyes, taking a nice swallow, wiggling your fingers, your toes. It is my pleasure to be here with you for this practice, this micro practice. And it's my heart's desire that you continue to cultivate a practice to be good to yourself. Again, my name is Tameeka Nicole from Emerge Soul, and I wish you nothing but peace, peace, peace. Be good to yourself, and then be good to someone else. Have a beautiful day.
Hi, my name is Kristen Ariel, and I'm an advocacy ambassador with NAMI NYC, an affiliate of America's largest grassroots mental health organization, the National Alliance on Mental Illness.
And I'm Kimberly Blair, NAMI NYC's Manager of Public Policy and Advocacy, and we would like to take some time today to talk to you about 988, a new 3-digit dialing code designated by the Federal Communications Commission, or FCC, to be used when you, your loved one, or a community member is experiencing a mental health crisis.
Beginning this July 16, 2022, when you dial 988, you'll be connected to trained mental health professionals that are part of the existing National Suicide Prevention Lifeline Network. These trained individuals will listen, assess the situation, provide support, and connect individual in crisis to community-based resources if necessary.
988 was born in 2020 as a bipartisan effort by Congress to address the secondary pandemic that was taking over our nation. That was the mental health crisis. It was ultimately passed and signed into law as part of Congress's third federal COVID relief package, also known as the HEROES Act.
What does this mean for New Yorkers? Rather than dialing 911, we will finally have a number that will operate 24/7, 365 days a year to provide statewide mental health coverage offered by in-state providers with the ability to connect people in crisis with local resources in a linguistically and culturally competent manner. This is especially important because 911 dispatch is heavily tied to the police, who are here to address public safety emergencies and are not equipped to handle public health concerns such as mental health crises. This is especially important for Black and Brown community members living with mental health conditions who might have their symptoms triggered or exacerbated or experience re-traumatization by the presence of the police during a mental health crisis call. It also helps prevent unnecessary misunderstandings and injury to our communities.
It is important to note that since 2015, 18 people in New York City alone have lost their lives after police officers responded to their mental health crisis calls. Of these individuals, 15 identified as Black or Brown.
While these deaths may have been unintentional, they still highlight the need for a separate number tied to an appropriate mental health response in order to protect our community members. As seen on this screen, these individuals were somebody's father, mother, son, or daughter. They include Deborah Danner, a 66-year-old Black woman living with schizophrenia, who was fatally shot in 2016 during a crisis when a police officer failed to use de-escalation protocols designated for interactions with people experiencing a mental health episode. Deborah was a part of the Trinity Church Wall Street community, which no longer gets to experience her active engagement in their community's groups and ministries.
So what does that mean for you this Black History Month? How can you support the implementation process of 988 throughout New York so that we can protect our communities? Well, you can start off by calling your local New York State Assembly members and state senators the next couple weeks to encourage them during this budget season to approve Governor Hochul's proposed budget to fund 988 with the $35 million she proposed in fiscal year 2023 increasing to $60 million in fiscal year 2024, so that we have a fully functioning and operating system attached to appropriate response teams, equipped with mental health professionals, peers, and mobile crisis response teams. You can also ask them to fund more crisis respite centers around the state, but especially in New York City, so that people in crisis have alternatives to the psych emergency rooms, which are already overwhelmed these days due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
For more information or ways to get involved, feel free to reach out to advocacy@naminyc.org and make sure to tell your friends and family members this Black History Month about 988 and what it could mean to protect our communities. Thank you.